Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. So children, the lesson that we are going to learn today is a lesson from your standard 4th English textbook. And look carefully at the image here that you can see. What can you see here? You can see some trees and you can see a number of animals. Alright, so that should give you an idea that the lesson that we are going to learn today is going to be about animals. So we are going to see two beautiful stories about animals, and it is lesson number 2 from your English textbooks, and the name of the lesson is Aesop's Fables. Alright, now before we go and see the stories, let us try and understand what is the meaning of fables and who is this person called Aesop who wrote all these fables. So let's start by understanding the meaning of a fable. So what is a fable? A fable is a short and simple story. Now see children, as you grow up, as you go to the higher classes, you will be learning a lot of stories in English. Okay, now all these stories are of different types. Some of them are long stories, some of them are short stories. And now in this lesson, we will be looking at two beautiful fables which are short and simple stories. And then fables also have animals as characters. So if you can see here in the picture, you can see an image of a fable where you will be seeing all animals. Okay, you can see a caterpillar there, you can see a hen with her chickens, you can see a duck, a cat, a goat, a sparrow, and see they've all worn clothes like us, isn't it? And they also can speak or act like human beings like us. So that is one more thing about a fable. And then you will also see that fables are designed to teach a moral or a practical story. So when you see a fable, you will get to learn something from it, which you should use in your life. And lastly, it can be very amusing. Fables can be very amusing. It can be very enjoyable. Okay, so this is about fables. Now let us look at the person called as Aesop. So who was Aesop? Aesop was a person who lived hundreds of years ago, and he was supposed to be a very wise old man. Now he lived in this country called Greece. So can you see Greece here on the map? And his stories became so famous and so popular that even today we get to hear his stories. Alright, so this is about Aesop. Now let us look at a few of his fables which are given in the textbook. But before that, we have all heard about the very famous story of the lion and the mouse. Alright, there was this lion which was resting, and this mouse, it started jumping on the lion, and then the lion caught hold of the mouse. Haven't you heard the story? So this story is also one of Aesop's fables. Okay, so let us look at two interesting stories about two beautiful animals which is given in your textbook. So the first one is called as the stag at the pool. Now the stag is a kind of a deer. You can see it here in the picture. But this particular deer has got very long and very big horns. Okay, its horns look like branches of trees. So this is going to be our first lesson, the stag at the pool, or the first story that we will see. So come on, let us understand what happened in the story, The Stag at the Pool, and we will also see what we get to learn from this particular story. So, there was this beautiful stag, all right. He came to a pool of very clear water. As he bent down to drink the water, he saw his own reflection in the water. So there was this very, very beautiful stag. Can you see? It's so beautiful. And it felt thirsty and it started searching for water, and it came to a pool of clear water. And then what happened? Because the water was so clear, he bent to drink water. He saw his own reflection in the water. Can you see? The stag and the reflection of the stag in the water. Now, the stag looked at the reflection and he said, "How handsome I look." When you look at yourself in the mirror, when you stand in front of the mirror, you can see yourself, isn't it? You can see how beautiful you are. You got long hair and you got beautiful eyes. All that you will be able to see when you look in a mirror. So in this way, the stag also looked at himself in the water and he said, "How handsome I look." And he also said, "How beautiful are these curving antlers." Now look at the horns of the flag. See, of the stag. See, these are the horns. They are called as antlers. He said, "How beautiful my antlers are." And he started praising his antlers. He could not stop looking at them. Okay. Suddenly, he looked at his thin legs and he started feeling very bad because he was very, very proud of his antlers, which were very beautiful. But about his legs, he started saying, "Oh, I have such thin and ugly and dirty legs." Okay, he said, "They have got such dirty looks. They look so ugly. But look at my antlers. My antlers are so beautiful. How I wish that nature had given me legs which were as beautiful as my antlers." So he was busy looking at himself and praising his antlers and cursing his legs. He did not realize that there were some hunters around. So he suddenly picked up the scent of these hunters. Means he could smell the hunters. Now you can see sometimes these hunters, they also have dogs with them, and when the dogs bark, that time the animals come to know that there are hunters around. So our friend the stag also realized that there are some hunters around. And what do these hunters want to do? These hunters want to shoot and kill down these animals, and the stag knew that as soon as the hunters see me, they will try to kill me. So what did he do? He turned around and he bounded away. So you can see here, he quickly took a turn and he bounded. Bounded means he ran away from there. Now, his legs, even though they were very thin, they were very ugly, they were very dirty, they carried him swiftly into the forest. All right. The legs allowed him to run away from danger. Now the hunters also started running after the stag. Now the stag was running and running. Suddenly, the antlers of which he was so proud, it got caught in the thick growth of trees in the forest. So as soon as he entered the forest, there were a lot of trees, and there were these branches of the trees, and his antler was also like a branch, and his antlers got caught in the branches of the trees. And what happened then? He started struggling. So the stag tried to shake himself free. But the more he struggled, the more entangled his antlers got in the branches. So you can see here, the stag is stuck with all those branches in his antlers. Now what would have happened? The hunters would have come and they would have killed this stag. Okay, but somehow or the other, the stag thought that I have to save myself. So he continued to struggle, and with great difficulty, he managed to free his antlers, and he ran away or bounded away into the forest. So you see, who was a thing which saved him? What saved him? Did his legs save him, or did his antlers save him? Yes, it was the legs which he hated so much which saved the stag. Okay, his antlers in fact had got him stuck, and it would have got him killed also. So what do we learn, children, from the story? We learn that if something is of use to us, then that is important. It doesn't matter how it looks. Alright, so that is what we learnt from the story. Now let us look at a few meanings here. So antlers means what? Now the stag or certain kinds of deer, they have these branch shaped horns which are called as antlers. Can you see? See how he is shaking his antlers? So the branch shaped horn of a deer is called as an antler. Then let us look at one more word, to brood. So to brood means what? To think about something and worry a lot. Okay, so if you keep on thinking about something and if you keep on worrying about it, then it is called as brooding. Then let us look at one more. What is the meaning of spindly, children? Spindly means thin, very thin. See here, spindly means very thin or very skinny. So the legs of the stag were very spindly, they were very skinny, they were very thin. Alright, so that was the story of the stag and his reflection and the hunters. Okay, so this was the first fable that we did. Now let us go to the last meaning here, that is thicket. So see, this is a thicket. A thicket means what? A dense group of bushes or trees. So imagine if the deer goes into this thicket with his antlers, they will all get stuck up there, isn't it? So the meaning of thicket is a dense group of bushes or trees. And then you have entangle. Entangle means what? Getting stuck. So the deer's antlers, they got entangled in the thicket. Okay, so that was the story of the deer for you. Now let's come to story number 2. Story number 2 or fable number 2 is called as the dog in the manger. So let us try and understand what the meaning of the dog in the manger is. So it is a story of a dog and an ox. So see here, this is an ox. Okay, an ox is an animal like the cow or the buffalo, and it works on the fields. And in this story, the other important character is a dog. Alright, so let us see what happened between the dog and the ox. So now there was this dog who was a little tired, and he was looking for a nice and comfortable place to lie down. So you can see the dog, it is tired, it is feeling sleepy. So now it wants to sleep in a nice and comfortable place. So did he find one? Yes, he found a place to sleep in the manger of an ox. Okay, now you can see some animals here. You can see a donkey, you can see an ox. So a manger is a place where these animals live. It has got lots of grass, hay, etc. so that they can eat it also. So what did he do? He jumped onto the hay in the manger to rest. And yes, he fell fast asleep. Okay, now it was a very hot afternoon. So after the ox finished all the work on the farm or on the field, he returned home. Alright, and when you come back home, you feel hungry, you want to lie down and rest. So our ox was also tired. He had worked in the hot sun and now he was hungry also. So he thought, come on, let me go to my house or let me go to my manger and let me get something to eat, and then I will also go to sleep. But what did he see? He wanted to eat something. He stood in a stall and he was planning to eat the hay that was put in the manger for him. He said, yes, now come on, let me eat my food. And what is the food of the ox? It is hay or dry grass. All right. So he planned that I will eat this hay now. But at the same time, what did he see? He saw that there was a dog there. And as soon as he started eating the hay, the dog saw him. And what did the dog do? Was the dog good to him? Was the dog kind to him? Because the dog was a guest here in the ox's house. Not at all. The dog started to bark loudly at the ox. See? The dog had come to live in the ox's house and now it is barking at the ox. Okay? Now the ox is generally a peace-loving and patient animal. So look at the expression on their faces. See the dog? It is looking at the ox so angrily. And look at the ox. It is having such a sad expression on the face. Okay? So now this ox wanted to eat because the dog was sitting on its grass or on its hay. But the dog was not allowing the ox to eat its food. So what did the ox say? The ox said, dog, if you wanted to share my dinner with me, I would not mind it. He said, I will not mind giving you my food. But we all know that dogs, they eat bones. And dogs do not eat hay. But he said, you neither eat the hay, nor you allow me to enjoy it. It is of no use to you. The ox tried to explain this to the dog. He said, see, you are a bone eater and my hay is of no use to you also. I am hungry. Let me eat my hay. It is of no use to you at all, dog. But then the dog was very, very selfish. So what did the dog do? The dog kept on barking. So finally, the ox tried to explain things to the dog by saying that you don't begrudge others what you don't enjoy yourself. Means if you can't have something for yourself and if someone else has it, you should not feel bad. Okay? If you want something but you're not getting it and someone else has got it, you should not feel jealous. So that is what the story teaches us. So this is the moral of the fable that we learnt now. Okay? And there is a very, very, you can say, a famous English expression also which has come up on the base of the story, and that is a dog in the manger. When we call someone as he is a dog in the manger, that means he keeps something that he doesn't really need or want so that others may not enjoy it. Okay? He keeps something hidden. Just because he cannot enjoy it, he doesn't want others also to enjoy it. So this expression has been born because of this fable. The dog in the manger. Alright, so this was the second story for you today. Now children, let us look at some meanings from this story also. So you have manger. Now what is manger? Manger is a place or it is a container which is used to feed animals like cows and horses. Okay, so it is part of the house or the shelter of the cows and the horses. Alright, so this is manger. Let us look at some exercises now from your textbook. So there is this exercise, exercise 3 from your textbook on page number 5, which says, find the smaller words hidden in the following words. So let us take a few of them as an example. Then I will ask you to do the others yourself. So let's take the first word here. The word is reflection. R-E-F-L-E-C-T-I-O-N. So you have to find out some words which are hidden in this word reflection. Smaller words. So come on, let's see. So you have reflect. R-E-F-L-E-C-T. Reflect. Then you have elect. E-L-E-C-T. Elect. Then you have election. E-L-E-C-T-I-O-N. And then you have lion. L-I-O-N. And if you see carefully, you will see many other words also. For example, you can write F-E-E-T, feet, F-E-E-L, feel, R-E-E-L, reel. So that is up to you. Okay, I've given you 4 words. You can think, put on your thinking caps and try to find out some more words. Let us take one more word as an example. You have delighted. So what are the smaller words you can make with delighted? You can write delight, D-E-L-I-G-H-T. You can write light, L-I-G-H-T. You can write elite, E-L-I-T-E. And also the word deed, D-E-E, deed. Okay, so these are the 2 words and I have tried to solve this for you. Now there are some more words like graceful, hunter, thicket, which you can try and find out the answers to. Let us move on and do a few more exercises from this textbook. So you have exercise number 5 in the textbook. The stag saw his reflection in the water. Name 3 things in which one may see a reflection. Name 3 things that do not reflect anything. So see, the stag, when he looked into the water, he could see himself in the water. So he could see his reflection in the water. So there are certain things, children, in which you can see your reflection. Water is one of them. And there are some other things also in which you can see your reflection. Okay, so think. I will give you one example each. You try to think about 2 more examples on your own. Whereas there are some things in which you cannot see your reflection. Okay, so let us look at one thing in which you can see your reflection. A mirror. So when you stand in front of a mirror, you can see your reflection in the mirror. Okay, now there are some things in which you cannot see your reflection, and wood is one of them. If you stand in front of a piece of wood, see, you can see a slab of wood here. Will you be able to see your reflection in it? No. So try to think of a few more things in which you can see your reflection and you cannot see your reflection. So this was the next exercise, and then we come to the last exercise, which is going to be very interesting, where we have to find out and write the names of 10 countries. Now, if you want to find out the names of 10 countries, the very easy thing that you can use is using the map. So come on, this is a map of the world. So let us try and read out the names of 10 countries here. So I will be trying and locating a few countries for you, and I will leave you to find out many more countries also. Okay, so let us start from the left. So you have here the United States of America, or the USA, and then you have Canada. Okay, next to the USA, then you have our country, India. Now along with USA and Canada, you will be able to see many other countries. So come on, try to enlarge your screen and try to see the names of these countries. And then you have India. Okay, then we have our neighboring country, China. And then far, far away, we have the country Australia. So look carefully at the map. You will see many, many more countries. You will see Greenland, you will see Brazil, you will see Argentina, okay? You will see Algeria. So look carefully and try to pick up at least 10 countries on your own. I have done 5 for you. Alright, so children, this was lesson number 2 from your English textbook, Aesop's Fables. We saw 2 very beautiful short stories, where one was about the stag and the pool, and we learned that the utility of something is more important. Okay, it is not looks which is important. And in the second story, the dog and the manger, we learned that we have to be generous. Okay, you should not be unwilling to not give something. You should willingly give things which will give happiness to others. All right. So these were the 2 stories, and we looked at certain exercises also. So hope you enjoyed this lesson, children. Now children, after you see the video, there are a few tasks for you which I will be explaining very soon. So complete those tasks also. So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learned a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.